With you from Sandown Park tonight. It's Melbourne Cup time, and Simone Britton is joining me with all the good oil during the evening. Simone, welcome.
Hi, Dean.
Well, the Gallops people can have their Melbourne Cup. We Greyhound folk get pretty excited about ours.
We do, and it's a perfect night here tonight, and there's already a lot of people turning up. The night of nights, and this is my favourite Greyhound meeting of the year, so great support program tonight too, so it's going to be a good one.
All right, now you've had time to mull over the Cup. Have you got an early thought on the race?
I'm going to stick with my first instinct, and that was Spring Secret from box 2. Hopefully he can jump and it might be all over, but we'll just have to wait and see.
I've spoken to a lot of the trainers in the race tonight, and quite a few of them are pretty confident, so it's not as cut and dried as the betting suggests.
No, there is quite a few chances. I think it is quite an open race, really. OK, Bombastic Shiraz has drawn the red, but he can miss the start too, and Spring Secret, well, it does need to begin. Petite Verdot drawn out in the pink. I mean, she needs to get clear around the first turn. There's other dogs like Spirit of Will and Smack Wallop that people might be overlooking, but I think there are quite a few chances, but I'm sticking with number 2.
All right, and the other thing that makes the race special tonight, of course, is the $140,000 going to the winning Greyhound. Now, we need to put punters on the right track here tonight. The first race is only 4 minutes away. What do you like in race 1?
Number 1 here, Traitor's Reward. 1-2 starts back at Cranbourne, a very fast time of 30.45, and backed it up by winning at Traralgon last start. Is its first red box, only its 7th race start, but I think off the red box it could go well tonight. Then number 8, World Champ Nick. This Greyhound won 3 on end. Recently it has been racing very well. Won in Best of the Night at Ballarat back in October. A little bit slow early, but drawn his box tonight. Number 5, Bushland Boy. Box 5 could be a little bit of a concern, can be a risk early, but has won here in 29.92. Won here 2 starts back and backed it up by a second in a prelude after that. And number 7, Bonnie Blossom, has led here its last 2 starts, so could be in the placings. But number 1 to beat 8, 5 and 7.
OK, 1, 8, 5, 7. I've got a lot of time for Bushland Boy. I think he eventually will reach the top.
Could well do. Like I say, it is an awkward draw and he can miss a start, but if he jumps well, he could have a good show here.
All right, Simone, stick with us. We'll be back with race number 1 in a couple of minutes, and the latest market sees Trader's Reward now $2.60, Bushland Boy $3.50, and World Champ Nick at $8.10. The scene is set for Melbourne Cup night. It's a big night. There won't only be 4-legged animals going around tonight, Simone. The 2-legged variety, which I think you're going to take a keen interest in, are also strutting their stuff.
Well, I think I'll stick with the 4-legged ones. They don't care what you look like when you wake up in the morning.
That's a good point. All right. OK, Rod, we can't go any further here, but the first event is not that far away, and the race favourite is Trader's Reward.
Terrific, Dean, thank you, and poignant comments there from Simone Britton. The first at Sandown, Trader's Reward at $2.60 in front of 5, Bushland Boy $3.50, and World Champ Nick the 8, $8.10. 2, 3, 4, fourth to number 1.
Yes, thank you, Rod, and a very good evening to you, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to coverage of Greyhound racing from Sandown this evening. It's the big one, the Group 1 Schweppes Melbourne Cup final out here this evening, and we've got ideal weather conditions. It couldn't be better. The sun is streaming down as Greyhounds arrive at the start for the first. I can tell you there's been a huge go on track for number 5, Bushland Boy. It has been a mammoth go on track. It's now favourite on Super Tab at $2.60, $2.80 number 1, Trader's Reward, $7.80 number 8, World Champ Nick. But they've backed this as if there's no settling. Bushland Boy here in the first. It's a greyhound that has run fast time here at Sandown. Number 5, it has run 29.92 at the circuit. At 4 starts for a win and a couple of placings. Plenty happening on track. We've got the athletics and also the big punt competition. And they're about to move in. Getting set. Coming in now. Moving in. Trader's Reward into 1. West Star Storm into 3. Bushland Boy in 5. Bonnie Wasserman in 7. Ready to go. The heavily backed Bushland Boy in box 5. Favourite ahead of 1. They're set. Racing, Bushland Boy was slow to begin away fast near the outsiders. Bonnie Blossom now has gone to the lead. Now Bushland Boy and a traffic jam is out at the tail and bumping heavily at the tail there with Stephanie Bale and Awesome Shane as they travel down the back straight. And around the outside goes Trader's Reward now to take the lead over Bonnie Blossom. 2 lengths away then came West Star Storm to 3rd. Back along the inside rail then came World Champ Nick, and they were followed after a gap in the race then by Quachalas, and then came Awesome Shane in the straight. Trader's Reward clear. It's got a winning break. Trader's Reward won the first pretty easily over World Champ Nick, and then came Bonnie Blossom close up through on the inside there. Quiet Your Last No Luck, the favourite, Bushland Boy, and back near the tail of the field here in the first would have been Awesome Shane. Race 1. Placings here, 1 Traders rewarded, about 290 the should pay. About 290, 148 World Champ Nick, around 180, and about 280 Bonnie Blossom. 30 and 17 the time, and the winner of the race, number 1 Traders rewarded, winner of Traralgon last Monday by taking Prince from Jade Sambora, G Brown the owner and trainer from Pakenham. Second placing goes to number 8 World Champ Nick for trainer Con Maniatis, and third placing going to number 7 Bonnie Blossom, trained by Lionel Kramer. Time on the first there was 30 and 15, 30 and 15 the time. Splits 5:21, 19:31, 5:21, 19:31. The opening race on the card. They back the yellow for a stack there. Bushland Boy, it was slow to begin. Found a bit of traffic after the start and really never had a chance after that slow getaway. 187 on the first as we stand by for more.
Okay, thanks very much, Ron.
The star of greyhound racing in Australia is Bombastic Shiraz. He didn't let us down last week, and he'll run a fairly warm favourite from box number 1. His trainer, Darren Cairns, about to join us. Darren, you won the shootout, you won a heat of the Melbourne Cup, and now the big one. Can he keep going?
Well, I hope he can. We'll soon find out. But yeah, I think he can.
You watched his win closely last week. It was very interesting. Peter Davis and I spoke about it. Coming around the home turn, he seemed to want to get into the face, if I can use that term, of the greyhound who was leading on that occasion. Is there a touch of arrogance about Bombastic Shiraz? He obviously knows he's pretty good.
Yeah, it's hard to say. He sort of he likes to use a little bit of the track on the home turn. I don't know whether Rocky was sort of coming in on top of him, but he sort of just pushed him out the way anyway. So yeah, it's hard to say. He's just a really hard chasing dog, and I think if you get in his way, he will knock you out of it.
Now, what about this for a theory? Most people are expecting Spring Secret or Coulter Sandy to lead. He's won off the red in 29.68. Is he a chance of punching up and holding them out from box 1?
I'd be extremely surprised if he led. I'm hoping he can be in the first 3 or 4 and on the fence and then just peel off or go under him. Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he led. 5:20 early is about as fast as he can go, and I just hope he can step off the red.
Great time of the year to have a dog going as well as he is. You must be riding a real crest of a wave at the moment. How are the emotions?
Yeah, pretty good. It's sort of the last month or so, just put him in and he just wins. So it's just really amazing to have a dog that can do that. Yeah.
All right. Well, you seem pretty relaxed. Good luck.
Okay. Thanks for that, Dean.
And Darren Cairns, the trainer of Bombastic Shiraz. Now, Bombastic Shiraz at Sandown has had 16 tries for 10 wins and 4 minors. All clear on the first event from Sandown Park, and the 8th event is the big one of the night, due at 9:37 Eastern Daylight Saving Time. First event action from Dapto and trackside, and I mean trackside. A very good evening to Matthew Hill.
Good evening, Rod Fuller. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dapto for tonight's feature here, the Glendon Motors Holden Puppy Final. It was only 12 months ago that Most Awesome, trained by Max Bertigan, bumped the leaders out of the way just behind me and raced away to win in a terrific fashion. That was 12 months ago, and we have a terrific race again tonight. Can Mark Hardy, the owner-trainer of number 4, with his first greyhound, 28 years of age, win the $40,000 final after buying the greyhound for only $1,000 last year? We'll find out a little bit later on. First race not too far away. The Tedesco Grade 5 final is also the other feature race on the card. Have a terrific night, and we'll talk to you a little bit later on.
Good on you, Matt. We look forward to that. Matthew Hill with all the action from Dapto this evening. Glendon Motors Puppy Classic final night for 2003. On their way to the start for the first event, fella.
Number 5, Coulter Sandy, is one greyhound who's come out of the woodwork in the last 3 or 4 weeks to really make her mark on the sport. And she broke through again last week at pretty big odds, and her trainer Robert Britton deserves plenty of congratulations. You've done well with this greyhound. I think I've said a few times it'll be the training performance of the year if she can win the Melbourne Cup, particularly considering where she's come from.
Yeah, she surprised us all, Dean. We're all pretty pleased the way she's going. I think Clive Brennan has had a lot to do with her. He had her for the first 12 starts, and really she went up as a raw puppy and came back as a race dog, so he's got a lot of credit to take for that.
How do you compare her with her half-sister Coulter Bandit?
Well, quite honestly, I wouldn't put her in the same league. If Coulter Bandit was in this, I'd expect her an early start favourite, or she would start favourite. So, but she's a similar type early. She's got pace, but just not the overall time.
Now, what about the Britons as far as the Melbourne Cup is concerned? They tell me it's not a race that's been lucky for the Britton family.
No, we're trying to work it out today, Dean. I reckon we've had about 8 or 10 in it, and I think we've run second 4 times. But in saying that, I'd settle for second tonight.
So would I. Hey, listen, Bobby Irvine, who owns Quilter Sandy, her last 3 wins have been achieved at odds of 20 to 1 or better. Has he had something on each time?
No, he's not a punter, Bob, but a few of these South Australian mates, they have their $2 on her every time. They're pretty keen, they're pretty pleased.
All right, well, she's given you a lot of fun. Good luck with her again tonight.
Thanks, Dean.
Okay.
Quilter Sandy for Rob Britton, winner in 30-24 and 30-10 last week over Monsters Inc.
Spirit of Will was able to win his heat last week, and probably the strongest of the 8 heats as far as depth was concerned, by leading all the way. His trainer is Chris Johansson, and he's about to join us. And Chris, cast your mind back, 23 years, you had a greyhound make a Melbourne Cup final, and it was scratched on you on the night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was in a bit of a car accident during the week and fractured his skull, actually, and I was scratched a couple of days before it, yeah.
All right. Would have taken a while to get over that, but you can certainly make up for it tonight with $140,000 jumping into the kick.
Yeah, it'd soon make you forget everything, wouldn't it? Yeah.
I reckon this dog is one of the more underrated dogs going around anywhere in Australia. He's won 28 races, but he always seems to go around at a good price. You'd be well in front following him. Can he win it tonight?
Look, I'll give him a chance, you know, and he's capable of leading, as is a lot of the dogs in the field. What happens when the box is open, we don't know. But, yeah, look, he's capable of leading, and if you lead, you're always a chance, you know. So, yeah, look, I give him some sort of chance for sure.
OK, so hopefully you want to see him in front, though.
Yeah, he couldn't possibly win unless he led, because he's just one of them type of dogs. He's a speed dog. It has to lead. His last section, I think, was the slowest of all the dogs in the final. They'll run home time. But he tries his hardest. He's been in the money, I think, something like 55 times out of 75 starts. So he's been ultra consistent. He's raced top grade all his life. So this sort of class he's against, which are great dogs, they're no different to what he races against nearly all the time.
No, that's a very good point. Good luck with him tonight.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Dean. Ta.
Chris Johansson there with Dean Caparella. Chris, the trainer of Spirit of Will, drawn box 6 in the Schweppes Melbourne Cup final. The second event from Sandown in 5 minutes from now. It's a 5th grade over the 5.15. Amaru Gypsy heads the ratings. Number 4 over 5 well noted, 7 Lucky Nero and 1 Smooth Princess, 4, 5, 7 and 1. In the second event, Favourite Way is 5 well noted, 3.80, 1 Smooth Princess at $4, and Best of the Others 8 Brittany Bale at $6.90. Ron Hawkswell goes 1 Smooth Princess to beat 3 and 7. Daryl Holmes, the trainer in the Melbourne Cup of Petite Verdot, won the South Australian Oaks, and a winner in 30.02 over Blocker Stanley by 6 lengths in the heat. Hasn't come up well, box number 8. Here's Daryl now with Dean Caparella.
Petite Verdot created a big impression last week, scoring a terrific win, and it was a big gap too to the second dog. She goes from box 8 in tonight's final, and Daryl Holmes, the trainer's about to join me. Daryl, most people don't think she's suited by box 8, but I'm not so sure.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, it's not her best box, but I think in this field, it's not a horror draw either. The secret's going to be whether she's 2 or 3 wide at the first turn or sort of 5 wide, but she's had 3 runs off the pink here for 2 wins, and the other one she fell in the heat of the laurels and was going to get the money, I suggest, at the first turn. So she's had a bit of experience now from out there, so it just depends whether she can get around that first turn without the check, you know.
Well, what it will do, it'll give her a clear run, and we know what she can do when she gets a clear run. A theory, what if her and Bombastic Shiraz are going 1-2 down the back, nothing between them? We know how hard both greyhounds can finish. Do you think you can finish better than Bombastic Shiraz?
I mean, if they're going neck and neck, you would think on the draw she'd be on the outside, so she's going to be at a disadvantage there, but I think they've probably got fairly similar run home time, so it just depends, where they are in the run. And I mean, the secret to her is getting to the first 2 or 3 down the back and letting go down there, you know.
And boy, can she let go, as we saw last week.
Yeah, I think she's, as I said last week, it was her best run, and I think she's on the way up. So, I'm expecting a good run out of her. Just hope she can get a crack at them.
Righto, well, Wine Connoisseurs Australia Wide will be on her tonight. You have some good luck with her.
Thanks very much, Dean.
Daryl Holmes, the trainer of Petite Verdot. Second event from Sandown in around 4 minutes from now. Here's Dean Caparella and Simone Britton with the all-important late mail.
Rod, Well Noted and Smooth Princess have both been backed here in the last minute or so. Well Noted at $3.70 and Smooth Princess now at $4. Simone's about to give us her thoughts. Simone, you're pretty keen on the 5?
Yeah, Well Noted. New South Wales Greyhound had 2 wins at Wentworth Park in good time back in October. Is having its second start here tonight. A little bit slow early, but I don't think the box will be too much of a concern. The Greyhound does run home very strong. The number 8, Brittany Bale, also having its first start here tonight. Ideally drawn, has won 3 of its past 8 over the Victorian provincial tracks. Number 4, Amaru Gypsy. It was beaten and nosed by Boomaroo back in October at Traralgon. Backed that up by a win, 2 starts back at Traralgon in a free-for-all. And then number 1, Smooth Princess, does have a poor strike rate here. Only 1 win and 5 placings from 13 starts. Does track wide a little bit, but could be a place chance also. At number 5 to beat 8, 4 and 1.
What did you think of the 30 and 17 run in the first? How do you think this track's playing tonight?
I think it looks like it's shaping up quite well. I mean, the Greyhound that won it only had 7 race starts. Jumped to the front, did everything right, and I think it's a good indication of what's to come. Wind's picking up a little bit now, but the weather conditions here are pretty close to ideal.
All right, they certainly are. Big crowd building here at Sandown tonight. A lot of activities on course. We've just seen the athletes in action, and the 4-legged athletes will be in action in a couple of minutes. $3.90 for Well Noted, $4.20 now Smooth Princess. As the boxes close, and they'll go up again and close again shortly. Amaru Gypsy at $7.10 with half a grand. Lucky Nero and Brittany Bale. You wouldn't want to have bad news, I'll say that. Rod, race number 2 coming up in about 90 seconds.
OK, Dean, and then Caparella and Simone Britton with the late mail trackside for the second event from Sandown. So they're on the track for the second event there. That'll be followed by the first event from Dapto as we head now to Matthew Hill with the all-important late mail.
Who's queuing me, mate? Okay, thank you, Rod. First race on the card, maiden over 508 metres. Interesting way to start the night. We have a first starter well and truly in the betting here. Number 2, Fellini, miss a first starter by Zala Sky. Did trial very well at Nowra in a quali. But I'm sticking with the 3, Turbo Baggio. Last start third behind Billy Dunes, was beaten just over 2 lengths in that. Should be good enough to win this. To beat number 4, Sleepless Night, the 7, Callista Jake, and also the 5, Dr. Ditterich. So 3, 4, 7 and 5 in this first race. It's the Glendon Motors Holden Maiden 508. Good luck.
Terrific, Matt. Matt, live trackside, as you saw. The first event from Dapto, the late scratching number 1, Talisman Tears. So 1 is a late scratching. Selections from Paul Ambrosoli, 2, Fellini Miss, to beat 5 and 7. 2, 5 and 7. Back to Ron. This is race 2 at Sandown.
Thanks for that, Rodney. They're about to come in. Craig Evans over from WA, filling in for Ronnie, resting the voice in readiness for the big Schweppes Melbourne Cup later on. And a little bit later on to race number 4, Paul Dolan, down from Queensland. We'll be looking after race number 4. Now, they're racing at Penrith, so it looks like we are going to hold for this Penrith race as they're up at the start for the running of race number 2, the Pepsi Grade 5. Now, all runners at the start here for race number 2. They're racing at Penrith, so we will be holding for this just a few moments. So an extra 60 seconds or so of betting time before the running of race number 2, the Pepsi Grade 5. For the running of race number 2, the Pepsi Grade 5. Now they're being loaded up. The first row is coming forward. They're coming in for the running of race number 2. Pepsi Grade 5. All set to run now. Second row comes in. Green light is on. All set. Ready. Ready, set. And racing, Sundaress and Camaway very quickly. Ozen Cadnook and Smooth Princess with fair pace driving up. Amaru Gypsy the inside, wider half a grand going forward, railing up strongly, well noted. It's getting a dream run through from Brittany Bale. Lucky Nero back at the tail. Smooth Princess up on the outside, took the lead over Sundaress and off the back straight. Although there's a bit of a trouble jam there. Ozen Cadnook made ground and up on the inside, half a ground. Well noted is picking its way through the pack. Sundaress and regained the lead down the outside. Well noted, charging home. Well noted in the middle, Lucky Nero. Lucky Nero, well noted, a great finish. Sundaress and boxed on. Close up, Smooth Princess, Ozen Cadnook and Amaru Gypsy, followed by half a grand, Brittany Bale. And it's going to be one of the last to come in.
Good on you, Craig. 7.52 as we head to Paul for the first at Dapto.
Dr. Ditterich, Callista Jake, green light bunny on its way. Here we go for the first. All set. Ready and racing. Fellini Miss began well but collided. It's still looking for the lead. Tawny Blue got away well, followed by Callista Jake and Dr. Ditterich in the centre as they pack out of the straight around the outside of those. Flash Alarm well back with Sleepless Night with Turbo Baggio down the back. The leader Fellini Miss. Callista Jake the outside angling for the runners. Dr. Ditterich. It didn't get it. It got cut out. Now it's trying to move up again as they come to the corner. Fellini Miss is still the front runner. On the outside, Callista Jake. Fellini Miss has kicked. It'll will. Yes! Get there. I reckon it's got there for Lady Miss by a bare nose. Don't tear up your brief. If you're on Callista Jake, there's nothing in it. Dr. Ditterich next from Flash Alarm, Sleepless Night, Turbo Baggio, and Tawny Blue is ahead of the latter pair. Oh, it's close. Fellini Miss on the inside and Callista Jake on the outside. To the naked eye, there doesn't seem to be much doubt that Fellini Miss has won. But Fellini Miss is about 27 kilos. Callista Jake's about 32. And I didn't know whether Callista Jake got its nose down to make it closer than it actually appeared. 2, 7 and a 5 other placings. 2, 7 and 5. Fellini Miss first. Callista Jake second. Dr. Ditterich third. Number 8, Flash Alarm is wound up fourth. Fellini Miss says by Zealous Guy out of My Charlene is owned by Alan Carroll and is trained by Sue Steele of Dapto. Callista Jake, S. Evans and Dr. Ditterich, J. Gilbert fill the minor placings, so it is 2, 7 and 5, 29.92 the time. That's the story of race number 1 out of Dapto.
Terrific, Paul. Thank you. 2, 7, 5 and 8. So it's 5:25, 17 seconds and 29.92 the all-up time. Fellini Miss just getting there, so one official start after its quali win at Nara in 21.61 over the 365 metres. Reminder too, their Puppy Classic noms at Nara extended until this coming Friday for the puppy auction. Time 30 and 30, 7, 5 and 2, Super Tab trifecta, $405. As we head back to Tim, this is race 2 at Angle Park.
Blonde in 5 and Samba Bay.
Welcome back to Dapto. We're heading towards the feature race, the Glendon Motors Auction Classic Final worth $40,000. I have the owner-trainer of number 4, Sweet Shot, Mark Hardy, with me, and what a thrill for Mark because this is his first greyhound to race, and at 28 years of age, it's a big thrill to be in the final, Mark.
Certainly is, certainly is. Couldn't expect for anything better than this.
What made you get into the sport in the first place?
An injury to my leg, which kept me immobile for a while, put on a lot of weight. I figured a greyhound, I'm a lazy person, has to be walked every morning, every night. It'll keep me mobile, help shed some kilos. So.
And Mark, tell me about the semi-final last week. We all know it went 29.35, a sizzling run, but you almost didn't get here.
No, not at all. Car broke down on the way, rescued by Vic Sultana on the freeway. Never met him before. He pulled over and gave me a lift here, lift home afterwards. Wouldn't even take petrol money off me. The type of person that's in greyhound racing, it's brilliant.
So you've made yourself a good friend there.
Oh, certainly have, certainly have. I'll owe him forever now.
Now, 29.35, can it go quicker?
I hope so, I think so. She wasn't quite ready for last week. She's only had 3 500s since her long spell, so we'll see how we go.
Box 4 a little bit awkward?
A little bit awkward. The way things are with the rest of the field, I might get a bit of luck and get out early. Clean run to the turn, and I think we'll be okay.
Best of luck to you, Mark, with your first greyhound. It's a big thrill for you to be here, and best of luck, because it will be one of the fancied runners in the race.
Thank you very much.
Mark Hardy, the owner-trainer of Sweet Shot number 4, 29.35 in its semi. It'll be very interesting to see how it goes tonight.
And after breaking down and only just getting there last week, well, $40,000 in the winner's cheque, I'm sure Mark would buy a very good car, BMW 318i. Okay, the next event coming up is the first at Albion Park. There's the scene from Dapto, the Scottish Pipe Band entertaining the big crowd in attendance for a huge night of greyhound action. We have the heats of the Distance Trophy, also the Tedesco Trophy, and heat, or the final, and also the consolation of the Glendon Motors Puppy Classic record. 9 starts at Sandown for 6 wins and a minor. Here's Tina now with Dean Caparella.
Well, a greyhound who is not a household name in greyhound racing in this country, Smack Wallop, certainly made his mark last week. He's trained by Tina Woman, and he put up a pretty good performance. Tina, he's not a household name yet, but he's got the ability to be one.
Yeah, he has got a lot of ability. I think he'll go real well tonight. We're hoping that he can jump, and he's got a good, early pace. And if he can get to the lead on that first turn, he'll be very hard to run down.
Is he a chance of leading?
he's got a really good chance of leading. He begins probably 9 times out of 10. I think maybe Colter Sandy might lead him, but if he's sort of sitting behind her, he might be able to run her down, and just depends on where Bombastic Shiraz is sort of behind us. You don't want him too close, but we'll just see what happens.
Now, you haven't had him all that long, have you?
No, probably about 8 to 9 weeks now.
Okay. How did you come to get him?
We bought him off Paul and Diane Bartolo. They're good friends of ours, and we've sort of been watching him for a long time, and Dennis was very keen on him, and we made an offer and they accepted.
Now, you've won an Australian Cup. You'd like to add a Melbourne Cup trophy to your mantelpiece?
Yeah, Melbourne Cup would be great.
All right, and the 140 big ones to go with it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Tina Wayman, the trainer of Smack Wallop. Overall, a winner of 12 from 25 with 7 minor placings and qualified with a win over Keegan Bale in 30 and 11. Third at Sandown, a 5th grade over the 5.15, due in around 6 minutes from now. And Road Close, 5, 10, 2 and 6 are the ratings. Follow Me Frosty at 3.30, second favourite behind Road Close, the 5. 3.10 about 5, 2 R Lad at 5.40, 8 Gilchrist Bale, $9.50. Boxes for the reserves, 9 from 3, 10 from 7. The selections from Ronna, 5 Road Close to beat 2 and 1, 5, 2 and 1. Now the Greyhounds are about to move on to the track for the third, and Simone Britton with the late mail after race 3 at Sandown.
Righto, race number 3 at Sandown coming up, and in this race, Simone, it's a grade 5. How did you see it?
Like number 1 here, Follow Me Frosty. This greyhound was very quick last start at Traralgon. Was beaten favourite, was run down and ran second. Prior to that, won 3 on end. He's racing quite well at the moment. Has had 1 start here for a win and run 30-32. I think from the red box it should go well tonight. But number 2, Al Lad, has had 5 starts here for 2 wins and 3 placings. Was a beaten favourite at Shepparton last start, but prior to that had 3 wins on the provincial tracks also. Number 5, Road Close. This greyhound's drawn a little bit awkwardly and hasn't shown the same pace since coming to Victoria from in Queensland, but it is a big drop in class for him tonight, so it could be a chance. And number 6, Little Ashley, has had 5 starts here for 1 win and 1 placing. Form is patchy, but has won 3 of its last 8. But I like number 1, Follow Me Frosty, to beat 2, 5 and 6.
Do you give the reserve Marnie Bale a chance? I watched him win at Shepparton on Monday night. He looked pretty impressive, and he's got a good strike rate.
Yeah, he does here. He's had 3 starts here. He's run 30.02 from box 8. Could be a chance, but I like number 1 here tonight, Dean.
All right, so Follow Me Frosty, the selection from Simone for the next here at Sandown. Greyhounds are parading, and we'll be back shortly with more.
Matthew Hill with the late mail race 2 at Dapto.
Race coming up at Dapto. It's the best 8, race number 2, a strong race with the scratching number 6 November Victory. It was going to have a big chance in the race as well. Sticking with number 8 here, that's Ginny Reltub, place getter at Sandown Park behind Smack Wallop last start in quick time, and a winner at Wentworth Park 3 runs ago in 30 and 15. Another with a big chance in it's number 5 Chloe Reltub, a winner at Wentworth Park 2 runs ago in 30 and 39. For third, number 4 Dr. Van Loon, always consistent, and 2 Bo Brandy. So the tips in race number 2, 8, 5, 4 and 2 for the best 8.
Terrific, Matt, thank you. And that time...
3, row closed in 5, Marty Bale 7, green light is on, set for a start now. Ready? Racing, Follow Me Frosty began okay to the inside out to Rain, had speed out in the centre, going up on the inside there was Al Lad, and wider on the track as Gilchrist Bale as they turn to the back in a bit of trouble. We're doing Marty Bale on the back straight and Follow Me Frosty 2.5 to 3 clear. Al Lad going up on the outside out to Rain, and Road Close is getting up on the rails. 3 lengths away then came Gilchrist Bale and a fair gap then to Marty Bale, Star of Camelot. Last Little Ashley coming up the back, the leader shot away Al Lad. It's 5 lengths clear on the inside, Follow Me Frosty followed by out to Rain and Road Close, but a pretty easy one at the end of Al Lad. Well, second is out to Rain. Third would be Star of Camelot, and a bustling go over the line there. Road Closed and back on the inside, Gilchrist Bale. Star of Camelot a fair way back with Marty Bale.